Derek licked his fingers, then punched Lucy to the ground and kicked Lucy hard in the stomach. Lucy was shaking with pain. Just last night, Lucy woke up in bed with a pack of unknown medicine stuffed into her stomach. Mr. Zhang, the black boss, forced Lucy to be a courier and asked Lucy and the other three to smuggle drugs out of the country. Before departure, Lucy was locked in a small black room. Seeing that Lucy's skin is fair and tender, his subordinates became lustful. Lucy wanted to resist, but was severely beaten. Lucy's wound ruptured, and the blue crystals in her stomach spread rapidly in Lucy's body. Immediately afterwards, Lucy's eyes also turned blue. The blue light rushed into the brain along the blood vessels, and the body was uncontrollable. It was attached to the wall, then twitched to the ceiling, and finally floated in mid-air. Lucy's brain has developed to 20%. Lucy woke up with a blue light in her eyes. Lucy was very calm at this moment, and sat back on the stool, as if nothing had happened. At this time, the subordinates walked in. Lucy took the initiative to tease him. The man walked over with a wretched face. He just reached out. Lucy got the pistol and loaded it. Lucy goes outside and kills everyone. Lucy was shot in the shoulder and pulled the bullet out in one go. Go out and take a taxi. Quickly came to the hospital. Lucy looked up. Chinese can be translated into English in Lucy's eyes. Lucy broke into the operating room directly, glanced at the CT photo on the monitor, shot and killed the patient undergoing surgery, and then told the doctor that the patient's tumor was compressing the right nerve, and it was impossible to save him. Lucy asked the doctor to take out the medicine in her stomach. A large amount of blue powder has spread in the body, and there is only half a pack left. With the drug spreading, Lucy is running out of time. Lucy returns to the mob boss hotel to find other drugs. At this moment, Mr. Zhang is applying cucumber to his eyes. Lucy took off her clothes, sat on Mr. Zhang's lap, then took out two small knives, inserted them into his hands, and pressed his hands on his forehead, so that all his memories could be read. The whereabouts of the remaining packets of medicine were found.
Paris.
Lucy rushed to the airport immediately. The short blonde hair instantly turned into long, black hair. Because Lucy's brain has been developed to 30%, it can control every cell in the body. Lucy took out her phone and called French police, Pierre, asking them to arrest the 3 drug transporters immediately. Lucy asked Pierre to pick up the red pen next to him, and write down every sentence. Pierre turned his head and saw that there was actually a red pen. Immediately after that, photos of the 3 of them appeared on the computer. Pierre immediately mobilized his staff, and successfully arrested the drug smugglers at the airport. Lucy got on the plane to France, and Lucy's brain developed to 40%. Lucy controls 2 computers at the same time. The big brother on the side was stunned. In no time, Lucy had all the knowledge. Lucy took a sip of champagne, noticed the tooth had fallen into the glass, then coughed, and lost 3 more. At this time, the skin on the hands began to dissipate gradually, and Lucy could not control the side effects of the medicine. Lucy ran into the toilet, and when she locked the door, she found that her 2 fingers were gone. Then the whole body began to dissipate, and the face began to distort and deform. Lucy took out the blue medicine from the bag, swallowed it in big gulps, and her body began to recover gradually. At this point, Lucy's brain has developed to 50%. When Lucy wakes up in the hospital, her eyes can transform into any shape, and her sense of hearing is sharpened. Lucy walked out of the ward, surrounded by a group of French police. Lucy just stretched her fingers. A large group of policemen fell to the ground. In an instant, only Pierre was still standing there, watching Lucy walking slowly. Pierre was about to shoot, but all the bullets in the magazine fell out. Lucy asked Pierre to take him to pick up the remaining medicine, and Pierre had to agree. When he came to the car, Lucy could already see all the call signals. Call signals are like streaks of colored light. Lucy found one of them and broadcast it through the radio on the car. It turned out to be a call between Mr. Zhang and his subordinates. They are also going to pick up the medicine. Lucy knew to get there before the other party. Lucy drove the police car all the way on the road. On the other side, the gang has led people into the hospital, killed all the policemen and performed a casein section on the spot to obtain medicine. At this moment, Lucy also rushed to the hospital and started a confrontation with the gang.
Give me the case.
At this time, Lucy's brain has been developed to 60%, and Lucy's transparent barrier appears in front of the enemy, and can also suck Evrion's weapons to the ceiling. The gangster gang is ready to start a hand-to-hand combat with Lucy. Lucy can drag enemies into the air with just a thought. Lucy stepped forward and easily got the rest of the medicine. Later, Lucy took Pierre to find Professor Norman. The professor summoned brain specialists. An expert didn't believe it, so Lucy pressed his shoulder directly and told every detail of his son's car accident. Lucy's hands can transform into various shapes. However, this is only the process of cellular reorganization. Professor Norman looked at Lucy in disbelief. Lucy explained to scientists that the world cannot be measured by numbers at all, and that all of this is determined by time. A car is driving at high speed on the road. If the car accelerates infinitely, it will disappear after reaching a certain speed. The only thing that can prove its existence is time. At this moment, Gunshots rang out suddenly, and Boss Hay came in with many of his men. Lucy knew that there was not much time left. In order to prevent the medicine from being taken away by them, Lucy asked the scientist to inject all the remaining medicine into the body. Lucy wants to forcibly develop her brain to 100%. Lucy absorbed all the medicine, and a colored light came out of Lucy's mouth. The brain is directly developed to 70%. Lucy's arm began to spread a black substance, covering all the electronic equipment in the house. At this point, Lucy's brain has developed to 80%. Lucy created another world, and then used the absorbed energy to build a new type of computer. Soon, the brain has been developed to 90%, and Lucy can directly cross the limitations of time and space. Instantly travel to the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. Then came the pedestrian street in the United States. You can master the rules of time, and then with a wave of your hands, time stops. With another wave of your hand, time goes backwards. The history of humankind flows backwards rapidly before Lucy's eyes, from modern times directly to the age of steam. Then, with another wave of his hand, Lucy went back to ancient times, saw primitive people, then saw dinosaurs in ancient times, and even saw the first human on Earth. The moment the two touched their fingers together, Lucy came to space and could predict the destruction of the Earth. At this time, the brain had reached 99%, and Lucy's whole body began to transform. At this time Mr. Zhang rushed in, and when he was about to shoot, Lucy's cells began to fuse, and eventually all the cells merged into one. The brain developed to 100%, and Lucy disappeared out of thin air. Mr. Zhang is facing the scientists, just about to shoot. Pierre came and shot Mr. Zhang to death. An object slowly protruded from the black substance. Professor Norman took over a USB flash drive, which recorded all human civilizations. Just when everyone was wondering, Pierre received a text message stating that I was everywhere. Lucy has merged with the universe and has become a part of the universe.